It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. I'm talking about a problem in my life. So for you, I don't know what it is, but that problem, you cannot ignore it. Why? It will not go away. It will not go away on its own. It will not. You won't just wake up one day and it won't be there anymore. It's going to be there and it will haunt you for the rest of your life. So I'm telling you from personal experience, deal with it. Deal with it. And the sooner you deal with it, and the sooner you overcome it, the sooner you get to your rewards, baby. The sooner you get on the other side of it, the sooner you begin to feel fulfillment. The sooner you get on the other side of self-actualization, the dream become reality. The sooner you get on the other side of the problem is a wealth of success. The sooner you deal with the fact that you have tested, deal with it. Not the end of the world, deal with it. Because when you deal with it, you can create a solution for it, and you can get on. Deal with it. That you and your children don't have the best relationship. Deal with it. Deal with the fact that you are procrastinating. Deal with the fact that it's hard for you to execute. Deal with the fact that every time something happens, you're worried about it. Deal with the fact that you have this anxiety that every time you're about to reach another level of success, every time you're about to go to another level, you feel hopeless. Deal with the fact that you're struggling with your past, that you feel like, why me? Why not my sister? Why me? Why not other people? The fact that you feel guilty, that you have to deal with it. And ladies and gentlemen, I started working on my dream. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? For many years I did. One is because of fear. The fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? The other thing is that most people, ladies and gentlemen, they get comfortable. They stop growing. They stop working on themselves. They stop stretching. They stop pushing themselves. And they end up becoming very cynical about life if they throw in the towel on themselves, on their families, and on their dreams. And the other thing is that most people don't feel worthy. What I'm doing now, I could have been doing years ago. But because I did not have a college education, because I didn't believe in myself, because I allowed other people's opinion of me to control my destiny, I didn't act on my ideas. And not only is it important for you to know it's possible for you to choose your future, but it's necessary that you work on yourself, that you develop yourself. It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life, people who don't want anything, people who are not striving, people who are not challenging themselves, people who aren't growing, people who stop dreaming. It's necessary that you align yourself with people and attract people into your business who are hungry, people who are unstoppable and unreasonable, people who are refusing to leave life just as it is and who want more. My mother used to say, birds of a feather flock together. If you run around with losers, you will end up a loser. It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream. The next step is, that is you. That is you. That no one can do it for you but you. And even though you face disappointments, even though you will experience some setbacks, it goes with the territory. You must understand that. What if all of us took that attitude after we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through? What if we have that kind of attitude because we possess? Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and saying to yourself, it's not over until I win. You are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you will realize is that you're more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you're greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim. What I'd like you to do right now, I want you to think about your dream, because I'm in a room full of dreamers. Think about your dream right now. I want you to think about it and envision it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you. believe that any of us have dreams that were not given to us for the purpose of accomplishing those particular dreams. And I want to share something with you that has changed my life. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. See, sometimes we can't say, I can do that. But what we can say, that it's possible that I can have my dream as we run toward it, as we work on it day in and day out. It's necessary to know that everybody won't see it, that everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. That you're an uncommon breed. You have to know them in yourself. And I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself. That's necessary. It's also, ladies and gentlemen, necessary that you be creative when you're working on your idea. That you understand the importance of changing up. I can live my dream. It's necessary. I work on myself. Surround myself with women. Become creative. It's me. I gotta make it happen. It's not over until I win.
Good morning. Good morning, all. Good morning. If you can hear me, please type in yes. Let's start off, please. If you can hear me, please type in yes. Let's start off, please. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, all. Thank you for coming. If you can hear me, please type in yes. If you can hear me, please type in yes. Let's begin. Okay. Good morning, all. Thank you all for coming. As we always do, first, there is disclaimer. You all need to be aware of that. Need to be aware of what you're getting into. And the next place we'll start off with is the scheduled fundamental news release for today, which is the 7th of March 2019. So once again, welcome to Plan Your Trade Your Plan with Great White, your daily market review for the 7th of March 2019. So today being a Wednesday, we have a high impact news on the euro between 145 to 230. This news is very important. It has to do with main refinancing rate, policy rate statement, and the press conference. From my experience, the press conference always has the fireworks. So that is where you need to pay attention to. Then tomorrow we have non-farm payroll with the Canadian Employment News Report. So the market has the tendency to be a little bit sluggish during this period. So you just need to be a little bit careful in your position sizing while trading. So that said, let's go into our trade review. So we first start off as always with the dollar index. And looking at the dollar index, yesterday still closed bullish, but still below this resistance trend line. Knowing that, we go into our intraday chart. Looking at our intraday chart, we can see this is the dollar's range. The dollar seems to be ranging between 96, 97, and 96.81. So you need to be aware of this because the dollar index has a major effect on the euro USD. So as long as the dollar index is ranging, the euro USD too would also be doing the same thing, as well as the USD CHF. So you need to be very, very much aware of it. So it is playing the range because so you need to know when the dollar index is at the bottom of the range. Most often the euro will be at the top of its own range. So you need to be aware of that. So for now, the pair is in a range. There's no basic trend for now. Although it still has a bullish bias, but it is sort of like consolidating. The next pair we'll be looking at is gold. Gold for now seems to be in a downtrend. This trend line has been broken to the downside. But the candle of yesterday, it's giving a kind of indecision candles. The candles are losing momentum, which points to a possible hesitation to continue the down move, where we can see the market decides. So looking at it, we can still see price is still above this our support zone of yesterday of 1280.72 to 1277.42. This support zone is still holding, and this resistance zone is still holding. So seems to be in a sort of consolidatory range. So gold, nothing for now. This is support. In a downtrend, you'll be looking for resistance area rallies to sell. So except or a break of a support area, except this area breaks, what I mean by break, you see something like this, a move below, a retest, and a drop lower. But if price comes down here, price may likely do this into this area before continuing down. So that is the plausible situation for gold. But for now, gold is ranging. Next we'll be looking at is USD CHF. USD CHF, as you can see, the candle of yesterday is a small bodied candle, which looks like a sort of, I don't know if it's an inside bar or a harami. It looks like those of you who understand candles better will be able to tell what it looks like. But it looks like a hesitation to continue the up move further. So knowing that, we go down to our intraday chart. Looking at our intraday chart on the USD CHF, like I pointed out yesterday, this resistance here is still holding price. And that is as a result of the situation on the dollar index. The dollar index is ranging. So this pair at 1.0052 is serving as a resistance. The support comes in at 1.0029. So a break above here will be bullish. A break below these two support areas here will be pretty bearish for this pair. So as you can see, this trend line has been broken to the upside. So which means he still has a bullish bias, but in a sort of consolidatory position for now. So you need to know where the range is at to be able to play it effectively. The next pair we'll be looking at is the Euro USD. Looking at the Euro USD from a daily point of view, yesterday's candle closed as a doji. It's an indecision candle. The market is still trying to decide in which direction to move. Knowing that, we go down to our intraday chart, and if you can see, the support at 1294 is still holding, and the resistance at 1.1325 is still holding. So this is the range for this Euro USD for today. A break above this area will be bullish, a break below will be bearish, and may see price move down to 1.1252. The next pair we'll be looking at is the GBP USD, the pound dollar. As you can see, like I pointed, the pound dollar yesterday closed with a long lower wick of the 14 SMA on the daily. But this rising trend line has been broken. Let me get rid of it. And this trend line connecting this high to this high on the daily, price broke above it but came down below it. If this break is a confirmed break, price was not supposed to have come down below this trend line, which points to the fact that this trend, this break might be a false break and price might be trying to move a bit lower. But a move back above this trend line will continue the bullish move. But for now, price is still below here, which gives it a mixed position. So you can comfortably play both sides once you know where your range is. So for now, our support comes in at 1.1393. Our resistance comes in at 1.1393, while our support comes in at 1.3110. So these are pairs, these are areas you need to pay attention to on this pair. Because if you observe clearly, if you observe clearly, this 4-hour candle is what is called a master candle or an anchor candle. This 4-hour candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the last 40 hours have been within the range of this one single candle. So that tells you a lot. A break above the high of this candle will be very bullish, but a break below will continue the bearish scenario. So you need to be aware of the position of this candle, this single 4-hour candle there. As you can see, price is just dancing within his entire range. And that is probably why you are experiencing this little drop here. So this candle range you need to pay attention to. The next pair we'll be looking at is the Euro GBP. The Euro GBP from a daily point of view is still very, very, very bearish. Let me get rid of this. As you can see, yesterday's candle closed with a long upper wick, which is a bear. Although this candle is bullish, it has a bullish color, the underlying strength is bearish. The underlying strength in this pair is bearish, and the second day's close with a long upper wick, which might point to a further drop. But we cannot say that because the market might be playing a mark time for the ECB refinancing news coming in later today at 2:30, and the press statement that will be given. That's this ECB press conference and this news between 1:45 to 2:30. That's what the market might be trying to wait out for to determine their next line of action. So looking at this pair, this is its support. The minor support comes in at 85.64, while this is its resistance zone. The move above this 83.37 will confirm a bullish scenario on the Euro GBP. But for now, is bearish to being in a sideways range of sorts. And you should know that the Euro GBP has an inverse effect on GBP crosses and GBP pairs. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the AUD USD. And looking at the AUD USD from a daily point of view, yesterday's candle closed bearish, but the location at which the price is now, there is a potential that price may be bouncing up, given this low here. So knowing that, we move down to our intraday chart. Move down to our intraday chart. And moving down to our intraday chart, yes, I have this trend line. And as you can see, the price, the market is respecting it. As you can see here, the market is respecting it. So now this is the storyline. For this pair, this might be a bounce and it might be the beginning of a reversal. I can't say. But for this pair to turn from bearish to bullish, it needs to go above 70, 71 short term. That's for the intermediate move to confirm the bullish bias on this pair. But for now, it's still tilting a little bit to a corrective move to a bearish sideways move for now. But for now, it's still tilting a little bit more to the downside. But that doesn't mean that this might not be the start of maybe a bigger correction to the upside. But as I always say, you trade what you see, not what you think. The next pair I'll be looking at is the USD/JPY, and you can see the USD/JPY has been having a series of small-bodied candles, as you can see here, a series of small-bodied candles, which points to hesitation to continue the up move for now. So what are we going to be expecting? One, price is still bullish on this pair. But if you look to the left, it is at some levels of significance. So how do we play this intraday? We drop down to our intraday chart. When we drop down to our intraday chart, what do we have now? We have the new support. Let me realign it here. This is our new level of support here as 11163. And our resistance is this falling trend line here. It's a falling trend line. Let me switch over to daily so you can see it clearly. The trend line runs from this high to this high here. And that's what is giving price a bit of a challenge. Price needs to break above it to continue the bullish trend. But for now, it seems to be in a consolidatory kind of movement. So you need to know where your range top is and your range bottom. So this is your range bottom. This is your range top on this pair for now. But bear in mind, he's more tilted to the bullish side than to the bearish side, although we are looking at a temporary correction for now. The next one we'll be looking at is the Euro Yen. And the Euro Yen, from the daily point of view, we can see his candle closed yesterday bearish, but a small body bearish candle. So knowing that, we go down to our intraday chart. Looking at our intraday chart, this is our support 126.18. This is our resistance 126.60. This is the range. Above here might continue the bullish bias. Below here may send it down to either 125.77 or to this level. That is the Euro Yen for now. It's bullish, but it still seems to be, it is in a corrective phase for now. So for now, you might take cautious short signals, but with care. The next pair we'll be looking at is the pound yen. The pound yen. Looking at the pound yen still has a bullish bias. It still has a bullish bias for now. As you can see, he's still sitting comfortably, excuse me, he's still sitting comfortably above this broken trend line. And yesterday's candle is the second close with a long lower wick to the downside. That is pointing to potential upward continuation, but you just need to be a little bit careful and watch out for that. So knowing that from a daily point of view, we go down to our intraday chart. Looking at our intraday chart, let me see, we have a mid support here. The 4-hour 50 moving average EMA is giving a sort of a mid-term support. and that is at 146.73. That is here. So this is your support intraday for now. This is your resistance at 147.66. Above this resistance and price may test this high. Below this support, that means price will fall back below this previously broken trend line and may be coming to test this support trend line and this static support here. So for now, this might just be a ranging market. Know where your support is, know where your resistance is, and play it out with good price action for confirmation. The next we'll be looking at is the GBP-CHF. The GBP-CHF from a daily point of view, although he has a small close, the candle activity yesterday, the price active market activity for yesterday was a small bodied candle, but it has a long lower wick, which points to bullish bias. That means the strength of bulls here. So what do we have on this pair? It has tested this area. Let me zoom out a bit. As you can see, broke above this area and tested it. So it might be making further continuation to the upside. So knowing that, you need to take your time with this pair. This pair is tilted more to the bullish than to the bearish side. So knowing that, we have our support, this trend line here, this resistance trend line has been broken, which points to potential further upside on this pair. So this is our resistance. Our first resistance comes in at excuse me, 1.3258. Our midterm support, let me get this right. Our midterm support comes in at 1.3187. That is the 4-hour 50 moving average here. Comes in at this area. 31, let me say it's 31.86. Let me note that. This is a midterm support at this point. Midterm support comes in at this point. So this is our resistance. Above this level and price may retest this area. Below this level, and let me get rid of this. And we have some support levels down here with these trend lines here. As you can see, this is the secondary trend line and this is the major one down here. Let me zoom out so that you can see where it's coming from. This is coming from all the way from here, and it's still extending forward into this place. The next we'll be looking at is the Euro AUD. And looking at the Euro AUD from a daily point of view, is reacting to the top of this channel here. That is where it reacted to yesterday. And if you look to the left, there seems to be a sort of a supply zone here at this area. There seems to be a sort of a supply zone here, and price most likely is reacting to that level. Sorry, that's my hourly chime. So knowing that on the Euro AUD, we drop down to our intraday chart. And looking at our intraday chart, price reacted to our resistance level and dropped. So now the question is, if price goes back above this 60.61, it will continue its up move. Because this 60.61, if you look at it here, has been levels of resistance here and here. So price broke above, but upon a retest, it fell through, which means that this break might be a false break. There's a potential for it to be a false break because, and also note, there is a trend line here, which it broke to the upside, broke this level, and came back below both of them, which points to the fact that this might be a false break here. Coupled with the fact, from the daily point of view, it is reacting to this channel here, the top of this channel. It seems to have found support at the 4-hour 14 SMA. So this is the game plan. If you don't get a close above 60.61, it may be coming down to 59 to 1.600. That's the game plan for this pair. The next pair we'll be looking at is and you must also bear in mind that bear in mind that the weak Euro GBP will be adding pressure to the Euro AUD to move further down on the downside. So we look at the GBP AUD from the daily point of view. For the first time, price broke above 86.95. And what it's probably doing is retesting that level. So knowing that, we go down to our intraday chart. And looking at our intraday chart, this channel has been broken to the top side. This man has a bullish bias. But that will be sustained depending on the market's reaction to the ECB press conference by 2:30 p.m. local time. So that is what you need to be aware of. But for now, this man is bullish, but is currently retesting a previously broken area, which might mean if the buyers come in, they might drive price higher. Next pair we'll be looking at the USD card. The USD card, like I said, has broken out of the neckline of this inverse head and shoulder, so it is clearly bullish. As you can see yesterday, this was the move. I was expecting that it might come down to retest this area, but it did not yesterday. So it's still very, very bullish. So what might we do today? So looking at the strength of this candle and there is no mid support here. What will you do? You take your fib from the low to the high of only the candle of yesterday and place it. When you do that, what you are doing is you're waiting for potential levels of correction, because one, this man is this pair is currently bullish. It's currently bullish. So what would you be looking for? You are looking for plausible areas of support to buy from. So, and that will come in between 1.3415 to 1.3389. So that is your area of importance to look for bullish evidence in this area, because it may dip a bit. That's if it goes below this 1.3436, it may find buyers in this area. And if you find the right kind of bullish evidence, you take your long position. Or it may from this area move over to this next level of resistance at 1.3486. So the last pair I'm looking at is the GBP card. The GBP card is clearly bullish. Very, very bullish. As you can see, price is looking at this level for now. It's not a pair I trade all the time, so I don't have it marked out. So price is looking at this level for now. What might the game plan be? They might retest this trend line here. As you can see from here, they broke up. So they might get the retest. And if it holds as a support, then they might challenge 1.777. So that is it for today's Plan Your Trade, Trade Your Plan Daily Forex Review with Great White. If you have any questions, this is my Telegram handle. You could send your comments here and I will be glad to attend to it. So thank you all for coming and wish you all a beautiful trading day ahead. Thank you.